A city parking ticket judge accused of cheating the city admits to changing his time records after being frightened by Fox 5's John Dutzman. And now the city's finance commissioner is finally breaking her silence about that scandal. Here's John with another Fox 5 exclusive.
He is now gone. We've lost actually a judge who did a lot of work for the city of New York.
The city's finance commissioner, Martha Stark, tells us she regrets that this man, Alan Patricof, is no longer a parking ticket judge.
We did him a huge disservice, and I'm concerned about the city.
2 years ago, both Fox 5 and the city's Department of Investigation received a credible tip that Patricof was possibly cheating the city out of money, that he was fudging his in and out times on these login sheets here at the Queens Business Center where he worked, a place where people go to fight tickets. Here we caught him leaving work at 3:24. The log sheet he filled in has him working until 6:15, almost 3 hours longer. Could he be cheating the city out of 3 hours' time?
Alan, can you tell me why your login sheets don't match the actual times that we see you at work?
I don't understand.
How about last Wednesday? How about Wednesday? You logged out at 6:15 and you were home already at 4. Thank you.
I don't understand.
But what happened right after this interview is sure hard to understand. According to new information obtained by Fox 5 from the city's Department of Investigation, quote, Patricof admitted that after being confronted by the media, he used whiteout to change his departure time from 6:15 to 3:15 p.m. When shown the logbook and the fact that all the ALJs or administrative law judges' departure times were whited out and rewritten, Patricof acknowledged that it was his handwriting over the whiteout for all the ALJ entries, but did not have a specific recollection of putting whiteout on other ALJ's departure times.
You know, I guess he got a little scared. You were following him, and he decided to, say, like, let me have the logbook reflect my time at the Queens Business Center as opposed to the time I worked.
And in a letter to Stark, Patricof says, rather than get involved in any explanation with the reporter over a matter of 3 hours, I changed my recorded departure time on January 3rd, 2007 to 3:15 p.m. to simply eliminate the issue.
What was really important there is that he was not paid for that time at all.
But it's not just about one day. City investigators found 113 discrepancies on Patricof's login sheets involving 148 questionable hours and $8,600 that they recommended he pay back to the city. DOI put the final decision in the hands of Martha Stark, whose top deputy, Rochelle Patricof, is the wife of the judge being investigated.
He did a lot of work for the city, including serving as a manager of the agency.
Patricof admitted that his login sheets did not match his times at the Queens Business Center because he claimed he did lots of work outside of the Queens office and that he added those hours to the logbook so he could be paid for work outside the main office.
Look at the DOI report, John. It talked specifically about his presence at the Queens Business Center, and his role was not just at the Queens Business Center.
Now, under oath, Patricof told DOI that he did not keep records of work done outside his main office, even though city rules say for per diem employees like him, the city must be supplied with a reasonable level of proof that the work billed for was actually performed in order for an independent contractor to be paid. But months later, when it came time to having to explain the questionable hours to Commissioner Stark, Patricof reconstructed the hours. Here you're looking at a spreadsheet of Patricof's explanation of those extra hours that was analyzed by Commissioner Stark. Relying on this information and testimony that Patricof's direct boss, Chief Judge Mary Gatsopoulos, gave, saying that she was aware of Patricof's work outside the main office, Martha Stark concluded that Patricof did nothing wrong and that the work he billed was just part of the busy manager's job.
We did a complete analysis, and we found that the discrepancies that they talked about didn't recognize that role.
And despite getting clearance from the city's Conflict of Interest Board 7 years ago, the fact that the judge was married to the finance deputy was clearly wearing investigators down. DOI sends a strong message to Commissioner Stark, saying that relationship continues to be a lightning rod for criticism and allegations. This situation will not change or improve as long as they both are employed at DOF or the Department of Finance. Stark resents any implication that she ignored DOI's strong hint to get rid of Patrikoff.
If DOI really recommended that, I'm curious about when they said that they found those discrepancies, why they didn't say, and by the way, get rid of him. That is not what their memo said to me. It said check to make sure that his time was what he was paid for. That is what I did.
But when the story resurfaced again recently, Stark made the decision to let Patrikoff go.
You know, he is now gone. We've lost actually a judge who did a lot of work for the city of New York.
Now, the city's Conflict of Interest Board has been silent about this matter for 2 years, although the origin of all this has to do with at least a perceived conflict of interest because of the husband and wife situation. I'm John Dutzman, Fox 5 News.
All right, and all of the confidential documents about this investigation obtained by Fox 5 are now available on our website. Go to myfoxny.com and click on the investigation tab if you want to see more.